Action, we are rolling. Hi, this is Laurie.
This is Peter.
And we have our special guest, Ryan, is with us again to review
This Across the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the animated film that came out like 2018, I think.
Yes,
is that when
I think
it came
you're
out?
right. Yeah.
2018, 2019. That features Miles Morales as Spider-Man.
Or is it 2020?
No, it was before that, I'd say. Right. So anyway, we just saw this about, what, a little less than a week ago?
Yeah, less than a week ago.
And thoughts? Who wants to go about to share their thoughts about Into the Spider-Verse? Or actually, Across the Spider-Verse. My bad.
Okay, well, the web shooting was great.
Okay.
I found out that Gwen Stacy is both Spider-Woman, Gwen Stacy, and Ghost Spider.
Okay.
I really didn't know that.
You're thinking Ghost Spider was different from Spider-Woman.
Yes, I thought they were two separate.
Because they just call her Spider-Woman in the movie, I think, right?
I haven't
heard
yes.
Ghost Spider.
They never called her Ghost Spider.
Yeah. So is that a comic book thing?
I don't know. I think it's Spidey and Friends.
Spidey and Friends. Anyway, Ryan, did you have any thoughts? It's been a while since you've seen it. And what did you think of the movie? It's been getting a lot of praise.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, a few weeks to be sure. But I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I think it's probably the best movie I've seen so far this year. The animation was beautiful. I appreciated that in this movie, Spider-Gwen got more screen time and had an arc of her own, which she didn't necessarily have in the previous film. I think one thing I had a little difficulty was understanding was Spider-Punk.
That's what I wanted to look up him.
I couldn't understand him all the time, so I'll have to see it again when it comes to streaming, watch it with subtitles to make sure I can understand everything he was saying. And plus that way I can also pause when they have like the little editor's notes, like they do in a comic book, where they have a little editor's note box in the corner, because they did that sometimes in the film. But it was going so quick, I couldn't always see what it was saying. I'm definitely looking forward to when it comes to streaming. The ending had me on the edge of my seat, and when they put, once they get right to the end, they sort of pull the rug from under you. The theater I was at, everybody was shocked. One guy even yelled out, "That's not cool." That we're forced, that we got to wait now a whole other half a year or 9 months or whatever it is for the next film to come out. Right. But I really loved it. Best film I've seen so far this year. I also liked that they had some nice cameos with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Donald Glover. It was a lot of fun. Great film all around.
Yeah, I have to say I enjoyed it. It was a very good story, and I didn't mind the ending so much, because I went, oh my god, and it's like, oh yeah, I did hear they were going to do they're doing a sequel to this, so this was part one of a two-parter basically, and now it makes me wonder if they're doing them together. I like the Gwen Stacy background. I like that kind of the animation style for her story was different from the rest of like Miles's story. I like that they changed the styles for that. Good. But as much praise and this movie is getting, I have to say I like the first one better. I'm like one of the few people. I had an issue actually with the animation, as great as it is. I just thought it was too frenetic and too much action going on all at the same time. That I couldn't keep track of enough of the movie and it really took me out of enjoying what really is a great story. So,
well, I really liked Miguel O'Hara.
Okay.
I liked his uniform. I liked the way he kept going. He was in more or less a dad mode.
Yeah.
Okay. Something else went wrong. Let me go fix that now.
Yeah, he's trying to hold everything together.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the Spider-Verse, he's kind of in charge of it, and and everything. But yeah, it is a really good movie. But I'm shocked because I remember you not liking the first one as much as I did because you had a problem with the animation.
Right. I
thought
couldn't
it was
even
amazing.
stay to see it too much because there was too many things, especially like the color, the way they did it with the spots, like you were watching close up in the comic book.
Right.
And for me, I guess I wasn't ready for it, and that was too much. So I have to go back and see.
Oh yeah, I watched it again just now after seeing this one and kind of like, what is different? What was bugging me? And I have to watch this one again too to really gauge. But like the first one, the way the animation is, the way the action scenes are staged is some of my favorite way the action is. They always kind of keep the character you're supposed to follow in the center of the screen, so you know what you're supposed to be watching. And I felt that was kind of missing on this movie. As much, and it could be unbiased. Like if I didn't know this going in, I probably wouldn't have noticed it. But I saw they had completely different directors for this movie than the first one. That I was like, oh, but I love what the first guys did. You know, is it gonna live up to that? So who knows? Like if I would have went in thinking it was the same guys, would I felt the same way? Would I have felt the same way?
Well, you know, one thing that I like that I saw later or heard about later was the the Lego animation.
Oh, that was nice.
That I guess a kid had done it, and the producers decided, you know what? Let him do the whole thing for the movie.
Oh, really? They had a kid?
Yeah, the kid
I
who
couldn't have
actually,
been like a kid, but
who, he was like
what?
12.
What?
Maybe, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they had a kid do it. So,
oh my God, that is amazing.
They saw it on YouTube or something.
Oh, he did it.
Oh, this is great. Let's let him do it for the movie.
That's awesome. But let's get into the story because it's Miles. He's we have Gwen Stacy's story in the beginning.
That was a really compelling story.
Yeah, I love both of these movies. The relationship between the teenage kids and the parents. They go through some real stuff. You know, it's kind of really authentic, genuine conflicts that you have with the parents, especially when you're that age, and then on top of it, you got to they have superpowers, and they're conflicted about sharing that with their parents, and and we see with Gwen Stacy's case when her dad does find out she's Spider-Woman, and he goes to arrest her because he thinks she's killed somebody. She's mistaken. She thinks she's the one who killed Peter Parker, I think.
No. Yeah. I thought it was another. Who did she kill? Or who did their father think she killed?
The father thinks that she killed the Peter Parker
from her universe. Yeah, he thought she.
Okay.
But she was fighting like the lizard or something like that at the time, and they were fighting together, and Peter Parker got killed by that, but her father just saw the tail end of that. So, wow, we're really delayed. I think. Oh, god damn this system. But there was just some really nice scenes between her and her dad and their arc in the movie, and then Miles with his parents, since he was going through stuff. Now he's the Spider-Man of his universe, and his parents don't know, so he's gone all the time. He's not in school, and doesn't know if he can tell them. I don't know, just tell your parents, dude.
Well, speaking of delayed,
okay.
I'm delaying in finding out that Miles Morales can turn invisible. Who knew? An invisible Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, he had that. Like I said, because I just rewatched the first one like a day or two ago, and he got that power when the Collider accident for some reason. I don't know. Did he get it during the accident or when he got bit by that spider? I don't know. He got it in the first movie.
I don't know.
And he couldn't control
Brian,
it.
do you know?
I don't. It's been a while since I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't remember everything from the first movie.
Yeah.
It's been some time.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. But yeah, we have to watch them. It again.
We'll watch it again.
Watching the first one again, it's like one of becoming so rewatchable to me. It's becoming one of my favorite movies. But the second one I have to rewatch. I do want to like Miles' story. Like I said, he's doing all this stuff. He gets the other spider people from different dimensions. We have Gwen. Mm-hmm. We have the Peter Parker who helped him from the first movie. The Peter Parker who has the dad bod, who now has a baby, a little spider baby, and we have what was a character named Jess. I just know Issa Rae voiced her, and we have Miguel O'Hara. So he's in the Spider-Verse now, where all the different Spider-Men are all together.
But that's one thing I did want to say. Mm-hmm. I don't even like the idea of Spider-Girl being pregnant.
Spider-Girl?
Or whoever she is.
No, he was with Mary Jane.
No.
He's talking about Spider-Woman.
Oh, the other one. Oh, Jess on the motorcycle.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't like the thought of that? Why not?
A Spider-Girl or a superhero female still having to punch and everything else.
With a baby? Have you seen...
She's obviously pregnant.
You know, they got women who work out up until like their 9th month of pregnancy. They'll get in there and do weights. And I've known a few.
One of the gladiators, I don't know if you guys know that old TV show, American Gladiator.
Yes.
One of the gladiators, female, was pregnant doing that in her 9th month.
Yeah.
It's like...
What's wrong with that? Peter's got something
not good.
That's
just not good.
My gosh. I don't... Whatever.
What can I say? I'm old.
Pregnancy is one of the toughest things you can go through.
Yeah.
So
I know
all that other stuff is not. I didn't either. That's why I don't have kids. So so I hear. But yeah, that's fine. It didn't bother me. But getting back to the story, so Miles is going through. He gets into the multiverse.
Yeah,
well, actually, Gwen
is
tracking him.
And it's just a drawing anyway. But
well, Gwen is tracking him because it turns out, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, the radioactive spider that bit him wasn't supposed to. It came from another universe. And accidentally, and was not supposed to. Oh, really? Was not supposed to bite Miles. So that's why they're trying to exclude him from being part of the the rest of the Spider-Verse. And I thought it was really a cool story beat, because it kind of brought into. It kind of reminded me of like minority characters being superheroes and how the pushback you get on that. And it's kind of an interesting way to kind of, shine a light on that. I don't know, kind of to reference that without like directly referencing it. Miles's struggle, they tell him, it's like, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be a superhero. The spider wasn't supposed to bite you. And then everybody is trying to catch him because all the others
they have a leprechaun.
Yeah, they got all kind. They have a pig too. So spider pig. They have all kind of It gives the movie a chance, and for all the people who are really into Spider-Man comic books for the decades that they've been around and know all the variations of Spider-Man they have, that all the different like Spider Pig and whatever. Yeah. It was over my head because I didn't know there were that many different spider persons in existence, but it was a lot of fun for people. It was,
Yeah. I mean, Gene Simmons is a Spider-Man.
Oh, that's right. We had Spider-Punk, who I wanted to look up to see if that character was designed after the artist Basquiat, because his look kind of reminded me of it. And I just read that Daniel Kaluuya did his voice, which he probably got to use his original accent for that, so that's cool. But yeah, he was cool, and he's kind of the key to helping Miles get through he's the one that gives him the key to help him out and succeed. Well, we'll see if succeed, because it's a cliffhanger ending.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well,
he's the only one. I mean, he's Spider-Punk, so he's against establishment, and he goes against the establishment of the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Ryan?
Well, you mean in regards to Spider-Punk?
Or anything, any of the stuff I'm talking about.
Universe there.
Well, I did appreciate the diversity of the Spider-Verse. I know a few years ago there was a Spider-Verse miniseries.
Oh, really?
And I think the films take a cue from that miniseries. Mm-hmm. That was a number of years ago, within the past decade, I believe. Because I know it's available as like a trade paperback. But I do appreciate the diversity of the characters. I'm not as familiar with all these characters, because I'm really more of a DC person, not really a Marvel person. But I do appreciate the Easter eggs for those that are die-hard fans. Like I did see Ben Reilly, which I know comes from the Spider-Man clone saga from the 90s. I know Spider-Gwen, who's become popular in recent years in the comics and now in the film. Some of these, I'm guessing, might be new characters, like the T-Rex. Yeah. I'm guessing that may not be from the comics, but you never know. I could be wrong.
I think they all were.
I just really appreciate seeing that great diversity, even when they go to like, I guess it's like kind of a Spider-Man India, I think they call him that.
Oh,
universe.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Just seeing different incarnations of this character in different universes. I like seeing the traditional Peter Parker Spider-Man as a father with his baby. I don't know, just kind of a lot of fun from different angles. So
it was fun to see, the different cultural iterations of Spider-Man, and that was cool. That's.
Well, one thing, I am really, altogether, I'm not really a fan of the multiverses and the worlds.
I'm getting a little multiversed out now.
Yes. But I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about it. This one the original one came out in 2018. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of on the early multiverse train,
right?
And then this year we've just been left and right. Well, I mean, this is its second movie, so left and right we've had multiverse movies, and it's getting a little tiring. We've had some do it well and some just not do it well, and everybody wants to do some kind of multiverse now. That it's I don't know what. I wonder if this movie kind of triggered that, or. Well, I think multiverses have existed in comics, and they're just bringing them to the forefront. So,
well, the thing is,
like, we can do it. We have the technology to do stuff like this, so let's do it.
Well, I don't think the ending concluded the way it did because of they want to make a good next movie, everything else. I just think it was the writer's strike.
Oh, you don't think it was? I think they were probably planning on.
No, I think they were writing it. Then they say, "Okay, that's it."
No, they would have written this years ago because it takes so long to do animation. And that's the other thing. Like this movie, the sequel took 5 years. We're talking about 5 years later for a sequel at cough Star Wars. Maybe you should have taken some time in between stuff and really developed a story to do effective sequels or whatever. But
I don't know. It didn't take that long
but,
to do the Flintstones.
what? The Flintstones was not nearly. My life is constantly saying what to just random shit he says, but
Boy, that Barney sure could.
But Barney could act. That Barney Rubble could act. So don't worry. That's a line from the movie Night Shift, Ryan, that I finally figured out. He's been saying it for a while, and then we finally not watched Night Shift. I was like, oh yeah, that line is from that movie. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. They took 5 years to do the sequels. I'm kind of wondering if they did the next movie. They're doing this one and the next one at the same time, like a lot of movie properties do now. They'll film the sequels at the same time, and then so you're not waiting as long for the next one to come out.
See, something's wrong.
What?
Because I used to draw a whole scene and animate it and everything, just in my book, then do the pages.
One of those stick figures. We all had, we've all done that at one point or another, I think.
And the teacher was there, didn't even know I was doing it.
Oh, goodness. Jeez. Yeah. I think this type of animation takes a little more time than that.
Well.
Yeah.
Or they could hire you out. You can have it done.
Yeah, because the only thing I'm missing is the lighting. I could have just put a light over it and said, there it goes.
Oh, Laurie. Anyway, so any final thoughts on the Across the Spider-Verse? I did like the Donald Glover cameo. Do you know who Donald Glover is? Childish Gambino.
Yeah, he's in that movie Lethal Weapon.
What?
Donald Glover.
No, not. That's Danny Glover.
That's right.
Donald Glover. They had the one part, and they had this black guy, and
brother?
he was a live. He wasn't animated. And he was sitting in there. Do you remember that little scene? It was a cameo. And you probably if you didn't know who Donald Glover is, you probably had no idea. So he's the inspiration. I believe he's the inspiration for Miles Morales' character. Why they created a Miles Morales character, because he was on a show called Community, which I've shown you the paintball episode of that.
Yes,
which is great. And I think on Community he wore a Spider-Man costume.
Yes,
and that's where they thought, hey, we should. That's how somebody saw that and created Miles Morales. Is the story. I'm not sure if it's accurate. That's what I heard. Don't quote me.
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess something like some fans wanted him.
They wanted him to be
what was then the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Andrew Garfield guy.
Yeah, it ended up having a fan campaign to become Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that inspired. I forget the writer's name now at the moment, and Marvel, who created Miles Morales. Mm-hmm. You know it because he came in and ruined Superman.
Oh, no!
Yeah. He was great at Marvel, but he was horrible at DC. I can't think of his name at the moment.
I thought that was Chris somebody who ruined Superman.
Oh, you're thinking of the Snyderverse, probably. Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
No. That guy who did...
Christopher Reeve. You can leave now. You're fired from this free job that nobody gets paid to do. So anyway, let's wrap up. Across the Spider-Verse. It's a great movie. I like the first movie better. I'm looking forward to see where they go with the story from here, because the story is excellent. I just had issue with the animation. That's it. So, anybody have any other final thoughts? Besides Barney Rubble can act.
No, I like O'Hara.
You like Miguel O'Hara, who's voiced by Oscar Isaacs, and not Isaac's son, but
not his son.
No, not Isaac's son. Okay. Oscar Isaac's a great actor, even if he was in the Star Wars sequels. But
Despite.
yeah, you know who he is, right? Right. Oscar Isaacs. I know.
No, say that again.
Oscar Isaac.
Oh, Oscar
Yeah, you
Isaac,
know,
yeah.
he
The
played
Star Wars sequel.
exactly. You know, he's
Yeah,
done more than
yeah.
that, but thankfully. But he's he did Miguel O'Hare's voice. Other voices on there. We want to bring that up. I don't know. Everybody, all the voices
Speaking
were
of
great.
voices,
Uh-huh.
Donald Glover, I believe, also voiced Miles Morales in a Spider-Man cartoon. I
Oh,
think.
did he? I wouldn't be surprised. They
Yeah.
have the guy who does it in the movie is somebody else. Shameik Moore, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shameik Moore. Hailee Steinfeld does Gwen Stacy, and I love Brian Tyree Henry is another actor I really really like, and he does Jefferson, Miles' dad, and so there's Jason Schwartzman, Issa Rae I've known, Daniel Kaluuya, Mahershala Ali did a voice, and Oscar Isaac. So yeah, that's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go to the theaters and see it. It'll probably be there for a while. Actually, that's interesting. The bad guy, with the holes.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting
Well, I
watching
think
the
it's
first
terrible.
movie. You think it's terrible?
Well, the idea.
The idea.
But it was actually great
I mean,
in the movie.
he kind of disappears like halfway through.
He went into a hole.
He did go into a hole. It's like they're setting him up to be the major bad guy, and then it shifts into the Spider-Verse, and actually the issue is with other people. And he kind of disappears halfway through the film because he fell into a hole. But I'm watching the first movie, and Miles he's spray painting graffiti with his uncle in that like abandoned subway tunnel, and he puts a figure in the middle of his graffiti that looks like that character. I thought was really interesting. It's kind of shaped just like that bad guy. He like comes up. It's like a premonition.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Yeah. So anyway, it's in the movie theaters. Let us know what you think in the comments. Are we out? Any other thoughts? Anyone want to say anything?
Not for me.
We gotta watch it again.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Okay.
All right, we
Yeah.
out. Bye.